fast Frenchman.
Checkered flag, Christophe Pourcel. 2 for 2 as he takes the checkered flag.
2 wins to start the season makes the 20-year-old Kawasaki rider the favorite for the East title. With 6 rounds remaining, time is running out on the rest of the class to make their mark. Last week, Pourcel's Kawasaki teammate Austin Stroupe stalled his bike, and with it, his chances at a title run. Nico Izzi has chased the points leader to the podium for 2 straight races. He comes to round 3, still looking for a breakout win.
Izzi really trying to work hard here.
And teenager Blake Wharton now carries Honda's hopes for Lites class glory. With veteran rider Brett Metcalfe on the sideline, the rookie must improve on his 2 top 5 finishes. Monster Energy Supercross has returned to the heartland. We're set to drop the gate on television's fastest network.
Absolutely on the gas and comfortable. Keep wobbling right there. Here we go. Main event time.
Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship is in the heartland of the United States for the first time in 2009. It's round number 3 of the 8th race Supercross Lites East Coast Championship from beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium. Hi everybody, Ralph Shaheen alongside our own Supercross Series champion Jeff Emmick. The first time we've raced in this brand new building, and what a facility is, and a great championship to help raise the curtain for the first time Supercross is here. Christophe Pourcel has won the first 2 races. Jeff, he dominated the first one in Houston, pretty much had the second one last week, handed to him. He's still been very impressive.
Yeah, Christophe Pourcel has been virtually perfect outside of Austin Stroupe giving the lead away when he stalled the engine last week in Atlanta. Pourcel really has been the man. He's qualified fastest just about every time. I'm telling you, he's really on a roll. Yeah, you know, Nico Izzi on the Suzuki, he's been pretty quick too, but Pourcel starts first and he's been finishing first, and that's a hard combination to beat.
He's arguably been the best comeback story this sport has ever seen. Back in January 2007, he cracked his tibia. August of 2007, broke his sacrum and dislocated his shoulder, immobilized for 3 months. There was a question of whether or not he would even ever ride again, let alone race. December 2008, after that long rehab, he breaks his collarbone. Then he comes back in January, wins that opening round in Houston, goes on to win in Atlanta. Earlier today, our Aaron Bates spoke to Christophe in the pits.
The number 377 of Christophe Pourcel is a former world champion, coming in slightly under the radar, and he had a devastating crash that set him back over a year and a half, unable to walk, and now you're back winning races. What does this mean to you?
I mean everything for me. It's just a crazy thing, and it's a dream come true. So I think I chose a good team, Kawasaki Pro Second, and right now we're gonna try to keep going on the race and try to win the race again.
Well, it's 2 for 2 wins so far this season. Obviously, the championship has got to play a factor to you. What would this championship mean?
I mean just that I'm gonna try to stay on the top on the race and just give my best. That's it.
Christophe Pourcel is a man on a mission. Nothing is going to set this guy back. He's filled with heart, strength, and determination.
Well, with 2 wins, Pourcel obviously leads the points. Let's show you how it stacks up behind him. Nico Izzi is only 8 back. And how about Blake Wharton sitting back there tied for 3rd with Martin at 16 markers down?
Well, there's no doubt that there's some young riders in here with some huge hearts, and they really want to get on top of the podium. You know, we're only 2 races into this series. You know, Pourcel has been the man, but that can slip away just as quickly. I'm telling you, Izzi, Wharton, Stroupe, Davalos, these riders really have something to prove. So if Christophe Pourcel is going to stay on this win streak, he's really going to have to be good. And I mean, so far he's been pretty solid.
We'll drop the gate on the first heat race when we come back to the new Lucas Oil Stadium. But just a week ago in Atlanta, Austin Stroupe looked like he hadn't won until he stalled the 981. Nico Izzi came all the way through the LCQ to challenge, but when it was said and done, it was Christophe Pourcel with 2 wins in 2 races. Good crowd on hand here tonight. The home of the National Football League's Indianapolis Colts And here's what we have for you from this beautiful stadium. The Supercross Light Show right now, coming up as soon as this one is done. The Supercross class for another hour, 2 hours of great Supercross action coming your way here on Speed from Indy today. Riders getting ready to go racing. Here's how the program is going to shape up. 2 heat races. Of course, we'll take 9 to the main. The last chance qualifier gives us our final 2 riders. 20 riders in the gate for that 15-lap main event. This is round 3 of the 8th round Supercross Lites East Coast Championship. We told you about the great comeback story of Christophe Pourcel. Well, in our progressive pre-race report, our Aaron Bates has another one.
At 21 years old, the number 374 of Cody Gilmore made it into a main event for the first time in his life last week in Atlanta, taking home a 19th place. But this was a long, hard-fought battle that did not come easy. In 2006, he checked himself into the hospital thinking that he strained a muscle, came out of the hospital diagnosed with Ewing's sarcoma, which is a cancer in the bone cancer. What it is, it's a little bit of cancer that's in the bottom of the spinal column. He underwent surgery, he's gone through chemo, he's gone through radiation in the last year and a half. He's 100% healthy. He's definitely missing some patches of hair still, but he said it was a dream come true, not only to be able to race again, but to make it into a main event.
Well, and I tell you, after something like that, it really puts things into perspective. And that time that he spent by himself wondering, you know, if he would ever get to race again, just fuels his desire and his, determination to be back in the main event. You sure he's definitely going to be on it this week, trying to better that 19th place.
There's our Honda starting lineups going across what is technically known as the hat. At the top of your screen, you see Blake Wharton on the 61 in here. Wil Hahn's here as well. Gerke. Good names to get this one off and running.
Off and running on a Mike LaRocco designed racetrack here.
And Mike's here tonight.
Yeah, Mike is here tonight. Was part of opening ceremonies. The fans here in Indianapolis just love it.
Here we go, heat 1. Davalos getting the whole shot.
And that's Wil Hahn, his teammate. MDK Muscle Mill KTM boys are really on it. The 981, Austin Stroupe, he's coming up on the inside.
Oh, look at this move. Here's Stroupe on that Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki.
Down.
Taking that position away.
Huge pileup behind our leaders here. You can see Nicoletti also on the Honda here. He's setting in 4th.
Working through that sand section. Love this shot right here. That's going to be a great one throughout the course of the night.
Well, and one thing to make note of, like I said, this is a Mike LaRocco design track, and you can see the finish line jump. Very tight, technical track here. The riders really like it. Whoa, there goes Stroupe.
Here he comes, and he gets together with Davalos, and they go down over the big wall. Hahn will take the lead away, and Davalos is up. He can't get going. Stroupe can't get going either. Finally, it looks like Stroupe's underpowered, but he can't get back on the track, and Martin is still struggling to get that KTM going.
Wow, how disappointing is that? Stroupe's back going, but for Davalos to have the lead, both riders, that is where the term bar to bar comes from. Watch this replay right here. Davalos goes from the left to the right. Stroupe comes from the right to the left. Both riders get together.
It looks like Stroupe just gets shot across the whoops, Jeff, like he was just trying to hang on through there.
Well, Stroupe definitely had a handful, and he had some... Okay, let's take a look at this other replay. That's Wharton and a handful of riders.
The 321 involved in that
Ward.
Well. That's Chad Ward on that 321.
Ward.
Here's
and
Stroupe.
Blake Wharton.
Stroupe on the 981, trying to work his way through the pack over the finish line jump, gaining a spot and losing a spot.
That's Tyler Wharton, Blake Wharton's brother, that they're working on right now. But
Tyler's on that 96, the older brother of Blake. We go back to the front of the field. Hahn is your leader as the names scroll across the top of the screen. Remember, those highlighted in green have the transfer spots all the way back to Keelan here. Now Stroupe sits in 10th. That's one spot on and a trip to the LCQ.
And I believe that was Gilmore. He just got lapped here in this heat race, so he's going to be going to the LCQ. But how about Wil Hahn taking advantage of the misfortunes of our lead riders and is out front dominating the first heat here in Indianapolis.
Nicoletti on the 58. He's got second place right now.
And you know what's interesting is Nicoletti really caught my eye today in qualifying practice, that He was very aggressive throughout qualifying practice. His speed was there. His lap times were great, actually. Just really, today it seems like everything's came together.
Well, he's got competition coming right here.
That's
coming
Durham.
alongside is Durham. And Durham is giving him a chase. That's a fight for second. Oh, and Durham gets right into him and turns him around. Nicoletti losing spot, stalls the bike, gets it going again. Now, here's for the transfer spot. That 981, that green bike taking the position away. That's Stroupe battling for the transfer spot.
And now he just gets past. Oh, Keelan back to the inside.
And then Stroupe really boggled in there, Jeff, and that cost him a lot of time, but he clears the triple, and it looks like he's got that position back now. Watch this fight in here for second place.
And Durham just gets to the inside, and you see Nicoletti gets on the brakes.
Oh, look at this one.
That was Gerke. He's over the bars, and he takes, I'm not sure who that is he took with him, but wow, have we had some exciting racing so far to kick it off here in this new stadium.
Just heat
Lucas
number
Oil
one.
Stadium, heat one. It's just, wow.
Guy's very aggressive now. Stroupe, of course, Jeff, you would think, has to be up and more contact and another rider down.
And I tell you, this track that Mike LaRocco designed doesn't have your typical flow. The riders have commented that it's more like a throwback track. It's kind of like the tracks of the 90s or in the late 80s per se, and it's definitely giving us some great excitement. Stroupe picks off another one.
He's been fast, Jeff, but pretty ragged too. I mean, you can see there's spots where he's pushing so hard, he's making little mistakes as the white flag is out, but he's been able to hang on. Hahn has the lead. There you see him on the number 50. Stroupe, by the way, has worked his way back up to 5th. Davalos is in 12th. Remember, they were caught up in that mishap while battling for the lead, so Davalos does not have a transfer spot as we begin the final lap here of heat number 1.
Well, what a confidence booster this is for Wil Hahn. His first year with the KTM team. This is just what the doctor ordered for him, to get his mind straight, to get his confidence, you know, raised up to possibly make it onto the podium or even win the main event here tonight. This is where you start.
Here he comes to the checkered flag, and the muscle milk-backed rider takes the win on the KTM. Davalos battling for a transfer spot. There you see him on the 577. Durham is going. He's crossed the line in second. Whoa, Davalos doing everything he can to hang on. Stroupe gets in 5th, and I think Martin might just make it, Jeff.
Last lap
gonna
around,
be
it was
close.
Ripple. This is
Here he comes to the line. Who's going to get it? Keelan's in. Ripple and Davalos will take the final transfer spot. He had a victory, saw that slip away, but he comes back to earn himself a transfer, and he doesn't have to go to the LCQ. Wow, we sure hope you enjoyed that one. That was heat 1. You like that?
That's how you get your heart rate going.
Come right back. Heat 2's up next.
Now, change yours.
Tuesday night on Superbikes, Jason's doctor orders him off the bike after surgery, but the show must go on. His first stop is the Toronto Motorcycle Show. Then he's onto the road for more special appearances. Superbikes with Jason Britton, Tuesday night, 9 Eastern, only on Speed. Well, Jason's not the only one going to Toronto this year. We'll be up there with Supercross here in a few weeks. Big crowd on hand here tonight. And here's a look at the results from that action-packed heat number 1. Wow, what a great race that was. But fortunately, Davalos and Stroupe survived it, Jeff, got through, and they're going on to the main.
Yeah, and you have to be impressed with Levi Kilbarger up there in the top 3. That was a fantastic ride.
Great ride by Levi. Let's check in with Aaron.
Wil Hahn is filled with smiles, and that's because he's made the podium for the very first time in his Supercross Lites career. What does this do for your confidence, Will, going into the main event?
It's unreal, you know. Luckily, my Muscle Milk MDK Factory KTM came out to a great start. Unfortunately, Martin and Austin got together in the whoops and handed me a gift, but I'll take this any way I can give it. You know, I need all the confidence right now. This is my second year, and I couldn't be more happy. Never been so nervous in my life, making so many mistakes, but it's cool.
Congratulations on your heat race win.
There's the 30-second board. As soon as she leaves the racetrack, we'll be underway. Well, there's two of the riders we'll probably spend a lot of time chatting about in this one, Jeff. On the 377, the points leader, Christophe Pourcel. And then next to him on that number 20, second place in points, Nico Izzi.
Yeah, Nico Izzi just to the inside of Pourcel here. That would be my preferred spot there, just inside the points leader. Is a good opportunity for these two to go head to head. And I tell you, Nico Izzi has really dug deep lately. I look for some great rides out of him also.
Well, hopefully this week he won't have to come through the LCQ. For the corner spots, and Izzi got a pretty good stall. Couple riders down, and it looks like Izzi might be able to steal away the lead here from the 719 of Vince Friese.
Here he is. He's been side by side. Now Izzi's. Not yet.
No, still doesn't have it. But boy, they're going bar to bar. The corner's just not working out in Izzi's favor. Pourcel, Jeff, buried deep back.
Well, this is the first time that Vince has been out front like this. He's taking advantage of that. He was not giving that position up to Izzi.
And Izzi got a terrible run through that rhythm section, and that opened the door back up for Vince to gap him a little bit. Here comes Clark on the 77, it looks like right behind him.
Clark with a great start across the line. Lichtel and Blair, Jesseman, Dennis Jonan back in 7. Now Pourcel comes across in 8.
And remember, top 9 transfer, those are the names in green. Across the top of the screen as you watch Izzi, we shift back to Pourcel. He's on the 377. The Monster Energy Pro Circuit Cowie right there.
Well, Pourcel was absolutely brilliant in practice. He makes it look so easy. The young Frenchman, former world motocross champion, but Supercross has came so naturally to him.
Oh boy, look at this. Oh, there goes Clark. Clark in the brown riding gear is down, but it looks like Izzi has taken over the lead away from Friese, and now he's starting to pull away a little bit.
And Izzi was flying in qualifying practice. This is exactly what this young man needs to build his confidence. Also, remember, he's second in points. He's had some very strong rides, but really hasn't been close to the lead. It's these type of rides in your heat race that give you that feeling of gives you that belief that, hey, I can win these races. I know how to take a checkered flag. I just did that in the heat. Now I'm going to do it in the main. So it's really important. It's different racing a heat race, in the pack, or actually leading the race. There's a different mentality to it, and it's that type of, the experience that he's gaining right now by leading this heat is what's going to enable him to build on or build towards winning a main event.
Well, and Jeff, winning a heat race is something he has not done so far this year. So if Izzi can get this, boy, what a boost of confidence it's got to be for him.
Well, last week in Atlanta, he struggled and was on the ground where, he hit the mat hard, and he came back for second in the main event.
Let's show you how he got the lead away from Friese as they went into this rhythm section.
Yeah, Friese makes a mistake here. You see he's just all over the place there. If you should go on off the first thing, or you jump over that tabletop. Seems like it was a little bit confused, but still, he's hanging tough here in second as Izzi's out front cruising.
And one of the grittiest riders, I would say, in the lights class. Would you agree, Nico Izzi?
No doubt about it, yeah. And you can see there's a pretty big gap. He's got over 5 seconds. Friese in second.
Clark
Scuba
right behind
Steve's
him.
Clark is still in third.
And Jesseman, here comes Jesseman.
Just incredible effort by Branden Jesseman right now in this heat race. I'm telling you, the Kawasaki rider.
And Pourcel behind Jesseman. So Christophe Pourcel, who had a bad start, now finding his way through, and it looked like Friese bobbled again. That puts Clark up a spot, and here everybody's going to start to freight train past Friese. With 2 to go, he's got to hang on because he can still get that straight transfer to the main.
Oh, and look at Blair.
He's coming right after Pourcel. Pourcel shuts the door on him as they go with a big double.
And this track, you can see it's very unorthodox. Here it goes.
Pourcel takes a spot away from Friese.
Is Blair going to get him? No, they're side by side. Friese shuts the door on him. They missed that Dragons back then. They double over that. That's going to give Pourcel a little bit of breathing room here to finish off this race as he wants to.
And Blair holds down 6th spot right now. So if Friese slips back one more, he's getting precariously close to that 9th and final transfer position. There you see the 719 of Freeze.
And this is one section where Freeze is totally giving it up. He's going to the right, and it's a double on, a double off. If you go to the left, you triple onto that tabletop with tons of speed.
Watching our leader, Nico Izzi, the Rockstar Makita Suzuki rider. Well, Jeff, if he can hold on and get a win on this final lap here in the heat race, that's going to give him a massive boost of confidence going into the main event tonight. We'll see if he can maybe turn it into that and get a win there as well.
And after what he went through last week,
what a ride.
We're going to see a huge smile on his face up on the podium. He's got about a quarter of a lap left to go. Just a great way to start it.
Had to go through the last chance qualifier. Ended up with a great run last week. But here he comes to the checkered flag. His first heat win of 2009. It goes to Nico Izzi in Indianapolis. Everybody else making their way to the line. Clark is across. Jesseman in third. Pourcel will take fourth. So we've got just a couple of spots left in the main event. We'll fill those with the last chance qualifier when we come back. Fans inside of the new Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indy having a great time, and why not? They've seen some great heat race action, really setting up the potential for a fantastic main event. 9 more riders have transferred through. These 9, from Izzi down to Ryan Smith, and Logan Martin can take his 566 Honda on over to the LCQ for a final shot at the main. Well, Nico Izzi, Aaron, has his first heat race win of the year.
That's right, and he found himself racing in the LCQ last weekend and decided to make his life a little bit easier this weekend. Nico, you made your way up here, but talk about tonight's track and how difficult it actually is.
Yeah, it's super difficult. I mean, got a big sand turn leading right into the whoops, and it's just going to take a smart race, a good start and a smart race tonight, and a solid 15 laps. So that's what I'm hoping for, and started out good.
Congratulations, great job out there.
These folks having a great time here tonight in Indy. A lot of them cheering for Austin Stroupe. Why not? One of the fastest in the lights class. He's the subject of our VIP pit pass.
I'm Austin Stroupe. I'm number 981. I ride for Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. My stage name would be Stroupe. One talent I wish I had, I'd like to be a football player. I'm just not big enough, but I love football, so it's kind of like my second favorite sport. My favorite movie is Step Brothers. If I was an actor, I would be Ben Stiller. I'd have to say my most embarrassing moment would be last year at Phoenix when I didn't make the main event. Biggest misunderstanding about me is chicks just don't get me. I'm just looking for one to settle down with. It's just kind of hard when I travel so much, but hopefully one day we can make it happen. If I find myself in trouble, it'd probably be Vegas. So. I'm Austin Stroupe, and that's your VIP pit pass.
And that might be the guy on the top step of the podium tonight. Here's our Toyota moving forward schedule. A lot of great racing coming up, including Bike Week. I know, Fro, you and I can't wait to get down to Daytona for that. If you want to join us at the races, go to www.supercrossonline.com, get your tickets, come see us out at the track. One of the things you'll get to see if you come to the races is a last chance qualifier. Here are the highlights of tonight's LCQ. Jeff, boy, the pressure is on in the LCQ too. You got to get it, and you got to get it now.
Yeah, and we're only taking 2 positions, go to the main. Start is so critical as this LCQ was stacked.
And it's the shortest of the LCQs on the night. Supercross guys get 6 laps. The lights guys only get 4. Makes it even tougher.
And how about Gills? Gets out front.
But boy, how about Gerke in the 34? Jeff, he just kept getting close, but just could not put it together and had problem after problem. You see him get stacked up there, and then watch this save he has.
Trying to make the move on Ward, almost goes over the handlebars. Jason Thomas gets by.
And they start fighting their way to the end, but Wharton could not go anywhere on the 61 and problems in front of him. Coming to the checkered flag.
Gills takes it, fist pump.
And Tyler Wharton, Blake Wharton's brother, his older brother, gets his ticket punched. He's going to the main event as well. Gerke came up short by 1 spot. So the final 2 spots are full. The fans are ready. The main event for the Lites East Coast when we come back to Indy. The freestyle guys put putting on a tremendous show here tonight. Backflipping in front of the crowd, pulling off all the hottest tricks in the business. Unbelievable show. Always a part of the intermission here at Monster Energy Supercross. On an all-new drag race high, when the students cross the line, teachers face the judges, and rivalry heats up when Clay Milliken sets up a junior drag race between the schools. Don't miss Drag Race High, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Speed. Let's check in with Aaron Bates for a Progressive pre-race report.
The number 577 of Martin Davalos made the podium last weekend with a third place, but he said he's already frustrated before this main event gate has even dropped. He ended up getting tangled up with Austin Stroupe during his heat race and barely sneaked in to the main event without having to race the LCQ. He did make some minor adjustments to his suspension. He said it's helped a lot on trying to get this track to flow a little bit this evening. He said he's going to take out all of his frustrations and all of his aggressions, even though he's got the worst gate pick here this evening. Good luck to Martin.
Well, you bet. That's exactly what some riders need to be motivated. You know, he's been strong and he's been fast, but definitely wants to stay away from altercations like that.
20 riders in the game for 15 laps. Wil Hahn, Nico, Izzi getting those heat race victories, but Pourcel, fastest guy of the night.
Well, Pourcel has had his troubles here tonight too, along with Stroupe and Davalos. So stacked main event. I'm telling you this, there's been a tremendous amount of action here in the heat races and the LCQ. Let's see if the main event delivers.
Well, if the battles are anything like they were in the heats, this one should be really good. Your Yamaha starting lineup across the top of your screen. How important is gate pick going to be here tonight, Jeff? I mean, normally it's a huge deal.
Well, it is, but we've seen some riders get some great starts from way on the outside. If they can get the jump, they can possibly hold it in there. But I'm telling you, the first turn has been carnage in just about every race.
Very aggressive racing in the heats. Here we go with the main. Huge pile up.
Oh, and look at our first
Stacked up
turn.
everywhere in their first corner. Riders down all over the place. Who's going to get out of this one cleanly?
And it's Stroupe and his teammate Pourcel were down just outside, just crossed the line.
Jeff, everybody's in this one. Davalos is in that one.
Durham's
oh,
in
man,
there.
A whole bunch of riders.
in there.
A whole bunch of riders piled up in that first corner. Nicoletti, there you see him on the 58. Let's watch this progressive replay.
And Davalos and a couple of riders there, but look at the green riders. Pourcel's there first, and it's Durham that gets hooked up and takes the whole field. And it was both the Cowie guys that were there first also. They get hooked up on the outside, but now it looks like they have red flagged the event.
Yep, they're going to restart this one. Even Tyler Wharton was caught up in that. Well, while they take a break to line everybody back up in the gate, we'll take a quick break here on Speed, the home of the Supercross Lites East Coast Series.
Guaranteed.
30-second board is back up here in Indianapolis, Indiana. We had a huge pileup, the second red flag of the Supercross Lites East Coast season. We had one just a week ago, and now another one here is a massive pileup in turn number 1, stacked the field. Nico, Izzi's dad, watching from up in the grandstands, disappointed because Nico had a great start.
Well, and having both the Pro Circuit boys behind was what he needed.
Izzi trying to get the whole shot again, trying to get the lead. He's trapped back in about 5th, while meanwhile the Monster Energy Pro Circuit guys, Pourcel and Stroupe, run 1 and 2. And they were both caught up in that pileup, Jeff.
Yeah, who's in 3rd? He's actually missing his front number plate.
I think it's Clark. It is. Steve Clark on the 77. Having a great run in that brown riding gear, and Izzi stuck way back in about 6th position. Much different than leading like he was before the red.
Great starts both times by the Pro Circuit riders. They absolutely exploded out of the gate. As that carnage happened on the first start, both these riders went down together and were actually buried. So this is a gift for those guys to get a second chance at it.
There you see Izzi at the back coming through the whoops. Jeff, with a short break from the red to the drop of the gate for the second time, the mechanics so important in being able to quickly look over the bike and make some adjustments, but it doesn't leave you much time to really dissect if there's major problems.
Well, there isn't, and I mean, you just try to make sure that the front wheel's straight, that the levers are straight, and if the, any of the controls got bent up. I'm telling you, there was a lot of riders down now. Izzi had the whole shot in that, or the lead there on that first lap. Now he's running back in fifth.
He's behind Kilbarger. Here's a lead battle again. Pourcel in front of his teammate Stroupe. Remember, Stroupe had him beat a week ago in Atlanta and then stalled the bike, handing the lead back over to his teammate.
Wow, and Stroupe just taking a mouthful of sand there. And how about Clark hanging tough? He really is riding at an incredible pace to be right here with both of the Pro Circuit riders who consistently here in the East Coast have been the two fastest riders every time they're on the track.
I talked with Pourcel earlier today, and I know you did too, Jeff. And oh, here comes Stroupe. Stroupe to the inside, takes the lead away from his teammate Pourcel. And in talking to Pourcel, Jeff, I asked him, is this team, the Pro Circuit crew, the best team he's ever ridden for? And remember, he's won the Motocross Lites World Championship, and he said, you know what? They're not necessarily the greatest team, but what they are is a team that provides you everything you need to win. And if you get that, there's no reason not to win a title.
Well, and as this battle heats up here, the top four really going after it.
Oh, Clark bobbles, and that allows Lemoyne to come by. And Matt Lemoyne on the 41 now moves himself past Clark and into a podium position. Well, one of the riders who had a problem in this one was Martin Davalos. Let's check in with Aaron Bates.
Well, guys, not only was it Martin, a bunch of those riders involved in that first turn pileup. When I spoke with John Gallagher from the FIM and found out why they red flagged the race, so many riders were down in that first corner that they thought that there was no way possible to clean up that whole bunch of carnage. So what they did, they red flagged it, restarted it. Nico Izzi is obviously upset because half the riders, if not more, were already cleared up by the time he was about to come around.
Yeah, that was a questionable call, Aaron. And I'm telling you, Nico would have been, he would have had a much easier main event than what he's got going right now as he's running just inside the top five, trying to apply the pressure to Steve Clark, who's putting on just a great ride for this rookie.
Izzi doing everything he can to put the pressure on. Let's go back and see what caused that red flag.
And watch on the inside, the top of your screen, Durham just clips the back of Pourcel.
It's just dominoes.
Durham goes straight instead of making the left as he had no control over his bike at that point. Just took half the field with him.
Well, he's like knocking down a bunch of bowling pins at that point, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because he got a really good gate jump right now. Well, at this point, Durham, he didn't even make the restart, so he's out.
You see Tyler Wharton having problems on the 96, and this battle here just continues over fourth place. Izzi, boy, he had an opportunity, Jeff. He could have, if this race had continued, he might have had a shot at even taking away the points lead because Pourcel and Stroupe were both buried in that first turn crash, and Izzi comes into the night second in points behind Pourcel, and now he's trying to fly through the air to take over fourth, and he does. He gets that position away from Clark, and he's behind Lemoyne now.
I tell you, there's been a certain confidence that I've seen and aggressiveness out of Nico Izzi here ever since he went to that LCQ last week. Had a phenomenal main event. Qualifying practice today looked great. Heat racing looked great. Right now, he really is moving around on the bike quite a lot, and I feel that there's a strength and a comfort level, confidence in himself that I didn't see in the opening round. Okay, so I think Nico's really on it right now. Just unfortunately for him, on a night that he's riding so good, that now the leaders, Stroupe and Pourcel, are way out front. They're about 6 or 7 seconds out on him.
Well, we mentioned the fact that Martin Davalos was caught up in that mess as well in that first corner. Here's Aaron, who caught up with Martin.
Well, guys, you're taking a look at Martin Davalos walking away with his bike in front of him, obviously very frustrated. Martin, take us through what just went on.
Well, it just, got a bad start from the outside, and man, there was a huge pileup, and my bike's just pretty much destroyed. We got no time. It's such a bummer, man. I'm feeling so good today, and it's a bummer for the team, and I'm pretty bummed, and whatever. It's racing.
It's tough luck, banging bars, it's racing.
Well, and that has been such a tough night for Davalos, who had the lead in his on the first lap of his qualifying race, gets together, and I was taking a look. There was something going on maybe with the radiators there on Davalos' bike where the mechanics took a look at it, but no problems now for Austin Stroupe. Can he make up for that stall that he had while he was way out front last week in Atlanta? He had his opportunity to win the first main event of the season. Now he's out front, just clear sailing right now.
What's the problem here for the 41 of Lemoyne? That's the second bike in line, the Blue Machine.
Well, and you see Lemoyne, he was way off to the right-hand side. If he gets a little more to the middle, those whoops are worn out a little bit. This is where Stroupe is right now.
Austin Stroupe, his best finish of the year, a 4th. The opening round in Houston in Reliant Stadium. Now he's going for that first win. We'll see if he can pick it up when we come back to Indy. Get up. Nico Izzi battling his way up through the field. Coming after Matt Lemoyne, that's for position. And that puts Izzi up on the podium if he can hang on for a few more laps.
How about the speed that Nico Izzi showed? Tripled onto the tabletop, absolutely blew past. Let's take a look at the replay. See, he triples up on, and look how much more momentum he has into the turn. Not to mention he's got the inside line. Every racer likes to have the inside line.
Lemoyne still going for his best finish of the season. He had an 18th and an 8th coming into tonight, running 4th right now. Austin Stroupe, Jeff, if he hadn't stalled that engine in Atlanta and he wins here tonight, that could be 2 wins in a row for him. And boy, would that change things the way these points are stacked up.
Well, what coulda, woulda, but Austin made the mistake, and it's interesting that if we go through the last 6 races in this championship, and let's say that Stroupe won every race, and Pourcel gets second every race, Stroupe could win 6 races in a row and lose the championship by 1 point. So mathematically, for Stroupe to win, he needs a little bit of luck.
Well, that luck might be Nico Izzi, because Izzi's been right there.
Well, and I've said it before, I still think that Pourcel, he's putting in a phenomenal ride here tonight, but he needs to win a couple more races at least if he really wants to put this championship in the bag.
There's the rock star Makita Suzuki of Nico Izzi, but you know what, I gotta tell you, Matt Lemoyne is not done yet. That Star Racing Yamaha rider, number 41, starting to close back in. Looks like he's found his rhythm a little bit.
Regrouping, digging deep, showing a lot of heart. There's just something about this Lites East Coast Championship and the athletes. Oh, and Izzi hits the tough block. That goes out in front of Lemoyne, but he gets by clean.
But he's definitely closed up even more, and they've got a slower rider in front of them that could definitely come into play as they come down the finish line jump and right back into the whoops.
That's Vince Freeze just in front of them. Let's see if he gets the blue cross flag. He's not moving out of the way. He's in the line. Oh, there he goes. Now he backs out of it. But look what that has done. For Matt Lemoyne, he has totally closed up on the back of Nico Izzi.
Has he ever?
This is what I was talking about. These riders are showing some heart.
And they got another slower rider in front of him.
And remember, for these young guys making the podium here, this is important. They get huge bonuses to get on the podiums here in Supercross Lites.
Austin Stroupe's going to be seeing the white flag, as will the rest of them. Oh, here comes Lemoyne inside. Oh, I thought they were going to make contact there.
Wow, that was
white flag
close.
is out. Final lap, 1 to go here in Indy.
Can Nico Izzi hold on for another podium? Lemoyne's giving it all he's got here.
Boy, Nico Izzi, Jeff, the one thing he cannot afford to do if he wants a shot at this championship is to give up 2 more points to Matt Lemoyne.
Lemoyne's not giving up, I'm telling you. This is where Lemoyne really had some fast sections up the track. His splits through here were incredible. as Austin Stroupe's way out front. Pourcel second. This is the battle for third.
LeMoyne bobbles. He's in trouble.
Oh, he's
down.
down.
He goes. And that's going to open things up for Izzi to take it easy to the checkers. Austin Stroupe, his first win of the year. He gets it here in Indianapolis. Pourcel will finish in second. LeMoyne trying to kickstart the Yamaha.
Oh, what a disappointing finish to just a phenomenal race that he was having. And here are the two teammates shaking hands. Great rides for both the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki riders.
That's right where Austin Stroupe wanted to see the 981 atop the scoring tower as he beats Christophe Pourcel and Nico Izzi to the checkers. Branden Jesseman finishes in fourth, sneaking through. Well, let's head down to Eric.
Well, guys, Nico Izzi having a ride of his life out there, but the restart did not, or works for some people, but did not work in your advantage whatsoever. What are your thoughts and feelings on that?
Yeah, it's kind of a, you know, it sucks, but I mean, I was gone before the restart, and second practice, I just got a horrible start, and second race, you know, and it kind of really set me back. I had to fight for third, but I mean, I'm happy when I'm up on the box every weekend and still fighting for a win.
It's kind of controversial. Do you feel as though you got cheated out of something this evening?
Yeah, you know, it's tough. Pourcel and Stroupe been riding really good, and I don't know, you know, I'm frustrated. I'm gonna have to try and change something up during the week and keep fighting, but I couldn't do it without Rockstar Makita, Suzuki, and Parks Unlimited Thor. So everybody, mom, my dad, my girlfriend, everybody, thank you.
Hey, you also had some company coming up you on that final lap, the number 41 of Matt LeMoyne. Did that surprise you, or did you know the pressure was right there?
Yeah, you know, it's he was pushing hard. I thought, you know, I got by him easy, and I thought it was going to be an easy one once I got by him, but you know, he was fighting the whole time, and it sucks for him, but it was a good race.
Congratulations on an Ironman effort.
Well, this long season wraps up in Las Vegas, Nevada, the first weekend in May. Sam Boyd Stadium. Can't wait to get there. Always a tremendous way to close out the season. Now we'll be there with the lights for the East-West shootout. First time we get the East and the West guys together. Oh man, that's going to be a good one this year.
You talk about fireworks, definitely.
Should be tremendous. Here's a look at the points. Shifts around a little bit. Stroupe moves up. Pourcel hangs on to the points lead. Izzi came in 8 back. He's now 10 back, but still alive in the title hunt. Let's go right back down to Aaron on the podium.
Christophe Pourcel laid it all on the line this evening. In fact, he only had 1 day this week to practice due to being so sick. Christophe, you just came up here and said that you started to feel extremely ill halfway through that main event.
Yeah, that wasn't easy for me today. All the week I was sick again. I mean, we got a second start, and we got a good start. Austin passed me in the middle of the race, and I just found my speed at the end of the race, but I'm really confident for the next race. My Kawasaki bike is awesome right now, and I mean, all my sponsors are Thor, Scott. Sorry if I forgot something, but
You've got yourself 1 week off. Go home and heal up and get rested a little bit more. Are you going to come back with even more next weekend?
yeah, I'm gonna try to be good, feel good, not to be sick that time, and try to win the race.
Great job out there this evening. Congratulations.
SpeedTV.com has the most comprehensive AMA racing coverage with expert analysis, videos, results, and news stories posted as soon as they become available. No one covers AMA racing better than SpeedTV.com. Go now and enter keyword AMA. Let's go back to Aaron.
Well, he was not going to allow what happened last weekend to happen to him this weekend. Last weekend you stalled, you gave away the win, but tonight it was all yours. What does this victory mean to you, Austin?
It's crazy, you know, last weekend I had it, and it feels like, you know, I just played it smart, really. You know, we both got out to a good start, and I just felt like laying some laps down, and I made a smart pass on Christophe. You know, I actually spun back into him, and I thought he went down, and I felt kind of, you know, I was a little scared, but because he's in the title hunt, but it was a good day for Monster Energy Pro Circuit.
Hey, you meant business tonight. During that restart, you were the one guy that shredded up your shirt and injured your arm. How much did that affect your ride?
Yeah, you know, I think Christophe got bumped, and you know, we both had the start, and you know, we just got bumped, and I came back, and just my Parts Unlimited, Thor, Monster Energy Pro Circuit, Van, Scott, everybody, thanks so much.
Congratulations on your first victory of the season.
Let's go in, everybody. Well, we're going to load up the trucks, head out of here, and go south to Daytona. That's where we are next weekend. Same day coverage from the Daytona International Speedway. Supercross Lights and the Supercross class together. Should be a great night. For Aaron Bates and Jeff Emig, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from Indy. Congratulations to Austin Stroupe.